What role should social media play when it comes to selling books and finding new readers? Today, I just want to share with you this kind of mindset shift lesson that I've learned as an indie author, and that I think it takes a while for a lot of indie authors to learn about social media. And so, like I said, this took me a while to learn, and I'm talking about it today because I am actually a part of a Facebook group for authors of my genre, which is YA romance. Somebody asked a week ago or so, what do you find most effective for, marketing and improving engagement and, selling books, that kind of thing. So they wanted to know, what were some of us more experienced authors doing to market on social media. And I thought it was a really great topic, again, because a lot of indie authors, when they start out, they don't really realize that social media is not for selling books, and social media is not for finding new readers. That's not what it's for at all. It's not what it was made for. It's not something that social media is really good at doing for you. And so today I just kind of want to explain why that is and what you should be doing on social media instead. And then next week I want you to join me, because I'm going to be sharing 6 ways or 6 methods that you can use to help you find more readers and sell more books. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Yesenia from WriterMom.net, and it's a place for authors who want to create a fulfilling and happy life and healthy life, while at the same time building a successful business. Like I said, I'm a YA romance author, and I've written and published 8 different books in the last few years. So I kind of know what I'm talking about by now when it comes to social media, because I've been in the indie publishing game since January 1st of 2014. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. So let's talk about why social media is, what it's not for. Like I said, it's not for selling books. It's not for finding new readers, okay? If that's all that you post about is your book, or like your newsletter, or like any other kind of, promotional thing, people are going to get tired of that real fast, and you're not going to see hardly any results from it, if at all. You're not going to see any kind of likes or shares, much less people actually going to buy your book, or to sign up for a newsletter or anything like that. That's not what people are there for. They're there to just have a little bit of fun and see what people are up to and hang out and maybe see something funny or keep up with the news, keep up with family members and friends. And so that's what they're there for. They are not there for the most part to buy books or to to buy things, and if that's all that you post about, you're probably going to get unfollowed or blocked pretty quickly. So let's talk about, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about what you should be using social media for, okay? So it is okay to post every once in a while, some kind of self-promotional post. That's okay. If you just hit publish on your new release this week, that's completely fine. If you go and talk about it on Facebook, or post it on Twitter, or share the link on, anywhere else, that's fine. That's just not something that you should be doing like 5 times in one day, or even 5 times in 1 week. It's just too much, okay? And so, like I said, it's okay to do that every once in a while, okay? Try to keep a good ratio of like 8 to 9 non-book or non-promotional posts to like 1 or 2 like promotional posts, okay? And so that's fine, especially if you make it fun. If you, let's say you hop on and do a video or anything like that, try to make everything that you do on social media fun, because that's what those people are there for. And then another thing is that social media is not for finding new readers. The people that you're going to see on social media are going to be people who already know about you, people who've already found you, people who have already read your book. And so that's why a lot of indie authors, pretty much the vast majority of indie authors, it takes them a while to gain any kind of substantial following on social media, because in the very beginning you have no readers. You have nobody who knows about you or your books, and so you're not going to have very many followers on your Facebook page or your Twitter or your Instagram or anything like that. Okay, and so it's really important to keep that in mind. And in the beginning, you shouldn't be worrying about that anyway. What you need to be worrying about is building up a backlist of books. And so first and foremost, no matter where you are in the indie publishing business, like whatever stage you're at, your number one focus should be working on your next book. Whenever you have time to work on your business, make sure you're always setting part of that time aside, a good chunk of that time aside, to work on your next book, because ultimately that's going to be the best, most effective way to find more readers. The more books that you have, that's a lot more entry points for your readers. And it's going to be a way to let them know that you're not just like a one book author and then they can forget about you. You're going to stay top of mind because you're going to have constant new releases. Okay, so number one, focus on getting your next book out. But if you do have a little bit more time, you can use some of that to get on social media for sure. But just know that in the beginning, it's going to be a lot of crickets because you don't have that many readers following you yet. But if you've hit publish on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're getting more books out there, you are going to start to build a following. Because if you're like me, if you have somebody sign up for your newsletter, that's one of the things that you can do in your PS is say, by the way, like, I'd love to hang out with you on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like, and that's one way to start building a social media following as you start to gain more readers, as you start to publish more books, is to do that in your newsletter or on your website, is to just let readers know that you are on social media. And then that's how you're going to start to find those current readers. But for the most part, people just aren't going to be interested in just following this random new author on social media. They're probably there because they already know about you. That's going to be the majority of your followers, is people who already know about you through some kind of the book that they read, or like maybe a giveaway that they participated in. But who are the people who are going to be there to really, like, who are really going to care about what you're up to? People who have already read your book and they want to know when the next one is out. They want to know what you're working on right now. They want to see your desk. They want to see your pets, your kids, that kind of thing. They want this like insider's look into your life and what you're doing. And so that's really what social media is for. And you're not going to start to see a following until you've started, you've published a few books already. So some of the things that you can do on social media, like I said, it's just there so that you can have fun and you get to know your current readers. And so some of the things that you can share are, like I said, your desk, your workspace, what you're doing. If you're out on a walk, share a fun picture, a selfie, pictures of your kids, pictures of your pets, pictures of what you're eating, what you're doing, where you're at. Readers love that, okay? Because that's what they're there for. They're just there to keep up with you and see what you're up to. That's what social media is for. It's not for spamming people about your book or like posting way too often about your book. Social media, first and foremost, is great just to get to know each other more as people, And that's what I do on social media, and it's working great. I have a Facebook group, and it's a secret, exclusive Facebook group that I only let readers know about if they sign up for the newsletter. And so it's just readers who actually know me, and they want to be there, and they want to know what I'm up to. And it's grown to like almost 300 readers now, which is crazy because I still remember when it was like 20 readers, and I thought that was amazing, but it just takes time. And another place that I'm at right now a lot is Instagram. I love Instagram. My favorite feature is like the stories, because that's just so quick and easy for me to do. If I'm up to something, if I'm out for a walk, if I'm, hanging out with my kids and they're doing something precious or funny or both, or like driving me crazy. Like, it's just so easy to pull up my phone and record like a really quick story. And it doesn't have to be like this perfect post or anything like that. It's just like me having fun. And so those are two really good places. But I mean, I'm also not on every single social media channel either. And so that's another important tip, is that especially if you're really crunched for time and you have a day job and you have kids and you have like all this other stuff going on and you barely have time to work on your next book, maybe just pick one place that you really want to be at and that you're really going to have fun. Facebook is great because like, who's not on Facebook, right? So you could create your own group or just focus on your page and share stuff there. Instagram is good for like YA and romance. Lots of bookstagrammers on there. Pinterest, if you're like doing nonfiction, might be a good place. You know, just think about where you're gonna have fun and where some of your readers are at, and just have fun there. You don't have to be on like a dozen social media channels, because you're gonna be spread too thin. You're not gonna do a good job on any of them. And so yeah, pick 1 or 2 places and really focus on those. Share them in your newsletter, and you will start to see readers find you on social media. But never make social media followers and how many you have like too important in your mind. It's not really important, because even for the people who are there to follow me and, you know, that know about me already, most of the time they're not there to buy books from me. They're just there to see what I'm up to. And I do share new releases on there whenever I do have them, but it's more of just like another extra place where I can let them know about my new release. So they're part of my newsletter, they're gonna see it there, and like Facebook or Instagram is just like another reminder for them that, you know, I do have a new book out. Or like I said, if I don't have any new books to share, then it's just another place for me to stay top of mind in their heads, and so that they don't forget about me, and so that I can really try to build a relationship with them. So yeah, that's just like the main takeaway from today, is that, you know, remember that social media is not a place for selling books or finding new readers. It's for engaging the readers who already know about you. They've already read your books, and you're there to cultivate a relationship with them and get to know them, and for them to get to know you. So yeah, just short and sweet. That's what I wanted to talk about today, because this is a lesson that it took me a while to learn. And yeah, next week I'll be back, and I will share 6 different ways that do work for finding new readers and selling more books. And so I hope you join me then. So thank you for joining me today. If you found it helpful, hit like or share. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Have a great day.